Hey, how's it going? So this story is about the Ways and Means Committee, which is run by the Democrats right now. The Democrats have always used the SPLC to target conservatives or anybody with wrong think. Um, Before we get into the story, I wanted to show you guys something. They say, our tax code is also no place for hate. These are the Democrats speaking. Groups that propagate white supremacy, anti Semitism, and hatred for the LGBTQ community, among others, do not deserve a government subsidy through tax exemption. So basically, if you don't think the way we do, you don't deserve any tax breaks. But we do. Rules for thee, not, or rules for thee, not for me. Hate is not charitable. And who's the arbiter of hate, huh? You? And it is not educational. I could show you some hate that's educational. That's not a threat. Just joking. I would like to welcome Mr. Owens to discuss this important matter from a tax perspective. Thank you to all the witnesses here today. For some of you, I imagine that sharing your stories is a profoundly difficult act of courage. Basically, they were having a hearing about the shootings and stuff. You remind us that no matter where we stand on this policy debate, there is a human side that is much more important. Your bravery is inspiring and we'll not forget what you share today. In closing, I want to also thank Mr. Lewis for holding this hearing. You have spent your life's work to eradicate hate, and I sincerely thank you for that. Well, if you spent your life's work to eradicate hate, you just wasted your life. You can't eradicate hate. The best way to hate is free speech. That's it. So that brings us to this story. Dems use SPLC hate list to threaten tax breaks. This happened last week. The list is mostly conservative organization, see, and it's usually political hit job. That's exactly right. Look at that. That's funny. Who gets to define hate exactly? Evidently, for House Democrats, it's the leftist hate-mongering Southern Poverty Law Center, which the SPLC should be abolished, taken down. Democrats on the House Ways and Means Committee last week called for stripping tax-exempt status from organizations on a list of hate groups. A list created by the SPLC that consists of mostly conservative groups. You know, you should just put the Democratic Party on the SPLC, especially with Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar. I mean, come on. Hate groups. Give me a break. The call to strip groups on the SPLC list of their tax-exempt status came during a Ways and Means Oversight Subcommittee hearing that focused on how the tax code subsidizes hate. Oh my gosh. The Washington Examiner reports some of the bigger organizations on the list include the fundamentalist Protestants group American Family Association, which opposes gay rights, and anti-immigration organization Federation for the American Immigration Reform, the conservative think tank for the Center of Security Policy, and the socially conservative group the Family Research Council. The groups were designated as hate groups by the Southern Poverty Law Center, a group that itself is controversial and whose founder was fired this year for misconduct. They do this. That's all they do. This group, it's an arm of the Democrat. It's a weapon for them just to go after political people. That if you don't agree with them, you're on the hate list basically. The Examiner notes that no legislation has been proposed at this time, though it serves as a warning foreshadowing what Democrats will seek to do should they regain the majority control of both the House and Senate. So this isn't new, but it's one of those reoccurring things that happens over and over, especially when you get towards presidential elections. Like I said, they need to, I don't know. The SPLC is a joke. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and see you in the next video.